Hey, Cory.
Hey.
Dominant win tonight.
Thanks.
Was that the game plan that was drawn up? I know you said after the in the post-fight interview that you had a triceps injury you felt. But I was just wondering, was that the game plan to use a lot of grappling, wrestling, heavy approach?
Yeah, that was the game plan. I mean, I thought that honestly he would have made some pretty good adjustments and stuff. A couple of them later in the fight, but Font doesn't wrestle that good. He doesn't have like immediate reaction, like an immediate wrestler reaction. He doesn't get up very well. The only way that he really gets up is on that underhook, and if I just shut that down, he's not going to really get up. So, I know that there's lots of boos, and it's not the most exciting win maybe for the people in the crowd, but I 45-50 the number 7 guy in the world. The time before that, I arguably 45-50 that guy, except for the one idiot of a judge. And then the one before that, I beat Song Yadong by stopping him in the 4th with a really bad cut. So I'm on my way to being one of the best mixed martial artists in the world. I want to be able to out-wrestle the strikers, and I want to be able to outstrike the wrestlers. And that's my path. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be the best in the world. And I think I showed tonight that if you're gonna think that it's just gonna be a striking match, we're wrestling.
Could it be possible that you're trying to really emphasize the wrestling and grappling heavy approach just to get in preparation for possibly facing Sterling once again?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I don't necessarily think about it as like that as much as it's just like what holes do I need to plug up in my game in order so that there's no way that anyone can ever beat me. Like, that's the way that I think. I don't think like, oh, Sterling's this, unless I'm like, we have a contract signed that I'm going to fight that person. That's not how I think. How I think is, where are my holes? How do I seal those up? How can people beat me, heal those, or seal those holes up? And that's how I'm going to be one of the best in the world ever.
My last question is, have you had the arm evaluated yet?
Just by the doc in the back, he said maybe the triceps torn. I've been having elbow issues for like a couple months now, like significant ones, where at one point I was like, am I actually going to be able to fight and like do this thing? And I definitely did not want to pull out of the fight. And then when I felt it after the first round, I was like, I hope that doesn't matter later in the fight, and I should have just pulled out a long time ago. But it's kind of funny, the fans were booing, but like the reason almost that it was the way that it was is because I really wanted to be here for them, you know.
Appreciate it, Cory.
Yep, thanks.
What if it's not Sterling? What if it's O'Malley? How
Yeah.
you match up with him?
I like that match too. I know the fans would be real excited about that. O'Malley's a hell of an athlete. Yeah, I'm excited about that fight too. I think that's one that the fans really, really want to see. So I think it's a win-win for me.
Hey, Cory.
Hey.
Congrats on the win. Going into this fight, going into the Umar match originally, how much of that elbow did you think would affect you in that fight versus going into now a more reasonable opponent, or not reasonable, but better matchup for you in Rob Font?
I think, honestly, you can't sleep on Font. No one knows how good Umar is. Like he's played up like he's a really phenomenal fighter. He's definitely real good. So is everyone else in the 135 division, So I didn't buy into the whole like Umar's this like next phenom thing. Not because I don't think that Umar's good, because I know he's good, but you don't know until like you're a little bit of a ways into this career. That was my 13th fight. That was my 5th main event. Like, you don't know things about Umar, like things about me, but I wouldn't necessarily call Font like an easier opponent. It's one that I'm definitely more familiar with fighting, but that doesn't make him an easy fight to take on 2.5 weeks notice, especially because he was getting ready to fight Song before that. But, I would also like to praise Rob Font big time too. Like, he didn't have to take this fight. Like, the reason I was on this card is because Rob Font took the fight. There wasn't going to be too many other people, so I'm super grateful to Rob for that. I think that the people should like really give him some credit for that too, because one, he's a phenomenal fighter, and two, he took a fight against me in 2.5 weeks notice, main event. That's a big deal, So all the applause to Rob also.
You just fought Rob, and before that you fought 2 fights before in Song Yadong, and they were supposed to fight. How did you think that fight stylistically would have gone now that you faced them both?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.